I'm Jason Seng. I run LJX275. We run normally in Radial Renegade with the 550s, run with the boys at the front normally. Love it, tight class, always happy to turn it.
He's the new king of the kids. Moving in and out, this is Radial Racing Kenda style. We're here with another Kenda 660 bump in with digs, and again we're back in the Renegade 550 class, heavy hitters everywhere, and we've got to get this guy in here, Jason Seng. Sangy, the 550 class, the car just seems nearly too perfect for it. How many perfect 550s do you think you've nearly run?
Well, there's been a few. I couldn't count them, mate, but no, it just does its thing.
It absolutely does its thing. For the people that may not know the car, the combo.
408 cube alloy block, yeah, 300 of spray on it, and away we go. All Holly air fire.
So when I see that car go down the track, sometimes, you know, it's a bit of a power wheelie and a pedal.
Sometimes, mate. Sometimes. Depends on the air. It's very susceptible to air. Someone would say, well, most people would say to you, 300 shot making its own atmosphere. Not true, not with that car. It's very susceptible to air. We only, like we're making enough now clearly to run the 550 easily in the 60, tame it down, whatever, but when the weather's bad, we have to get after it in the 60, and that's when the wheelies come in, and you know, to get right on that number, you've got to run the number. So yeah, the only place to gain it is in the 60s. So obviously with the Gazard suspension and all the rest of it, we can get after it and control it, and they're all controlled wheelies, clearly, as you've seen, but nothing comes down hard, everything's nice, but yeah, that's where we get after it.
I mean, we get it in a lot of the other Kenda fixed index categories, but Renegade, I mean, you know, you've got to have it's a pretty quick car. 550s over the 8s, pretty quick car. But just the combos that we've got in there, it's not a nitrous LS class, it's not dominated by that. There's every single combo you can get in there,
definitely.
Every single quick combo you can get on the 550.
Definitely. Speaking of the bumpings, yeah, I wish they wouldn't.
Wish they wouldn't bump in.
I got told a trick this morning, which I've never played tricks on the tree, never ever do, never will. Scotty Cortina has actually double bowled me himself thinking that would mess with me. It doesn't. Gives you a solo, really, doesn't it? Like, I don't know why people get cranky about it. So I know when the tree's going. When I go in, it's going. So it's happy days, easy. But the bumping thing, geez, can they get that right? Like, what's with the in, out, in, out, in, out? But they reckon...
We're talking about citizens of Bump City.
But they reckon when they're bumping in, take the top bulb off, because we can all do that. Take the top bulb off, they're going to bump straight through red light because they think their bulb's still flickering. I'm like, that one's a good one. What do you reckon, boys? So I reckon that'll be all right. We might try that.
This has turned into some tips from Sangy and some tactics.
Oh, no, this is tips from all the boys. Yeah. That one I haven't even tried. I was like, that's magic.
Oh, if you want to know about tricks, we've got a few people that can teach the tricks. You can also give those tricks out. But yeah,
that was one of your mates. That was Grumsy told me.
Oh, Grumsy told me.
Grumsy
told you.
Yeah.
But that's just one of the things, the Pro Tree, getting that staging procedure right. We see it so many times.
Well, I'm always fairly courteous, so I go straight in, put one bulb on, let the turbo guy come in, put one on. He starts building, he go in, you wait for him to come in, you know, all the courteous. But
I do see that.
A few of the boys say, why are you so nice? When a tree comes down, we're not nice. That's where we cut it down and go.
That's what I love about it, is that, you know, we'll go to war with everyone, but at the end of the day, it's only really a war. It's your own little private war, and you're just racing the opponent,
mate. Stripe to stripe. I'd give them anything out of my trailer, but any other time other than between the stripes, any competitor, any class, whatever, come to my trailer. If I've got it, you can have it. That's it. Simple.
But when he runs a turbo car, he puts one bulb on and goes, "Come in, spinner."
Oh, I just put one bulb on and wait for them to come put theirs on and start spooling their spoolie boy thing and do their thing. Towing devices, I call them.
Towing devices?
Yeah, I've got turbos on my tow car. Yeah. Towing devices. Anyway.
We need a bit of, a bit of hate between the power adders.
Oh, I see. We'll just throw that out there. They don't really like that one, do they, Simon? Anyway.
Do they,
towing device.
Do they, Simon? It's amazing that now that we're on the subject, and we're still in the 550, obviously talking the 550, but any of our heads-up categories there, is that with turbo cars being nearly everywhere in nearly every class,
of course, yeah.
And then the whole Pro Tree thing, so there's no time to gather yourself once you put that bulb on. It's not like, right, well, I've got 3 more bulbs to come down before I go. I've got to be ready. So then this amazing invention gets invented called the bump box for all turbo cars that are able to stage those things in.
Yeah.
But you've got to agree to say that it's also cost a few guys not only around, but it's probably cost them the night. Just that one infringement in the bumping, and it's all over.
Yeah.
And that's where I think blower and turbo cars have, look, you can make horsepower every single way you want, and turbo cars are quick, and everything works so well when it's all happening.
Oh, yeah.
But I
you
see
get top end all the time. You know they're coming.
Mate, you know you're going to be outgunned
coming.
in the horsepower.
Yeah.
But that whole thing, and especially the 660 distance, is that nitrous and blower cars seem to have a tiny advantage about, well, at least that part of the run seems easier for you guys. Would that be true?
Oh, it might be. I don't know. You never go full game, mate. No turbos for me, mate. I won't know. I won't ever know. Only on the tow car, mate. Towing device.
Well, we haven't kept count yet as to exactly which power adder in each class has dominated, if any, and I doubt that you'll find too many power adders that have dominated.
As much as a turbo car, of course. You got to upset them. They've
I don't know. We're going to have to go back through the stats and find out whether I don't think it's all turbo stuff.
I would have thought it was. That's why I like stirring them up.
Yeah.
Because there's so many of them.
Well, especially our 550, 640, 580 and 7 flat classes.
They're in every class.
The mixture of power add, especially in the fixed index classes, it's a great equaliser. You're going to see all that variety, and obviously in some other classes that we'll touch on, it's a little bit more of a certain power adder. But the 550 class is incredible. We've had some good shootouts in the past.
Hell yeah.
Who would be your top 2 other competitors that you've just got to give?
They're in the room, you know that. I give everyone respect, like 100%. In the 550 Renegade class, it is. I've been in it since they started. Like we were going before they split the classes and did the Renegade and whatnot. We've been going and getting amongst it. You know, we ended up in the top 16 one year and I raced Perry. You know, Boulevard. Remember? That was
Perry,
ridiculous. Yeah. Like who? What?
Yeah,
hey,
Perry.
Talk about butter knife. I didn't even have a butter knife at that one. But I got the win. He just didn't leave the line, and it worked out for me. You just drag racing sometimes a hell of a lot of luck. You got to turn up and do your lane. But in saying that, there's a lot of tough competitors now in the 550 class. It is, you do your lane and do it right, or you're not going to win. It's 100% not. If I've got to name 2, they are in the room, and I would always name them whether they were or not. It's Disco Dean and Aris Catolian. Man, them guys keep you honest, and you have to do everything right, or you're not going to win. Yeah. It's simple. Yeah. You know, and I hope I keep them honest in the other way. Like that's the way I see it. I see Renegade should always be 5-0s in the final, and when it's not, you feel robbed. But then you go, well, you didn't do enough to be there. It's your fault. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I can't remember when someo's won with a 560 anything.
No,
it's got to be 550
hell no.
something.
That's right.
Yeah.
You've got to be on it. You have to be on it, and that's what's great. It is such, but there's a good camaraderie in there. Like I mean, we'd do anything for each other. You know, the same thing. You know, like help each other out and whatever. But definitely going to take each other's head off as soon as we're in the lane. You know, that's it. Yeah, and it's cool.
It's one of our heavy hitters, absolute heavy hitters. It's so good to have you here and talking trash to all the turbo guys. But at the end of the day,
that's fun.
We're all mates. We're all mates at the end.
Of course.
And anyway, so you've just been
one
of those great.
We're going to talk about the 640 thing that we're going to do tomorrow. Or what?
Oh, you want to talk about this?
Oh, you don't want to?
You want to talk about the?
You
want to talk? No, we can talk about.
Did you?
The rumble
Did
in
you
the
watch?
jungle.
You watch us play yesterday? Or?
Yeah. Are you? Were you?
Well, where did we go yesterday in Tesson? I put it away early. You saw that?
Yeah, 40.
Well, we went 553 straight out of the box for Renegade, then went 642 for the Rumble, and then went straight back to a 553.
I thought he was joking when he said he was doing that. But so can you let us in on a bit
So
of a secret on how
I was
how you
testing
can-
for 2 classes today, so I thought we'd just bang, bang, bang.
How? Tell us the secret. What is it?
I'm not telling you the
bottle?
secret.
No
Are you
bottle?
kidding? Oh,
No
clearly
bottle?
no bottle. No,
Right.
clearly no bottle.
No
but
bottle.
different shock tune-up and different start line RPM and whatnot, obviously. I'm not going to give too much away there, but yeah, clearly that's just how it goes. They're the numbers. And we ended up, I left the helmet on. We went after the first round of the King of the Kids. They sent me on a solo. I had to sit on the line before bringing the bulbs in to actually get it warm enough because it sat there for so long in the lanes, and went straight through, went 6:42, and then came back with the helmet on, drove straight in behind Juan and didn't even stop in the stage lane. Was mint, perfect, exactly what I wanted to know back to back.
Yeah.
And only time I stopped was in the water box, and then we went against Juan. We went 6:40 with an iron, as you sort of say, without stopping the car. So that's back to back. If you're not going to get back to back, like Rod's going to keep. Rod's the man that's going to keep us all honest. We all know that. You talked about it before, but you know you've got to be on your game and be able to street car it and back it up because he's done it 1,000 times. You know,
It's funny,
and there's plenty of them in there as well.
It's funny that you mentioned back to back. I was talking to a few of the other guys that are in that 64 car Rumble in the Jungle, and they actually had to go and do a couple of back to backs. Some guys slowed right down in the back to back, like. Zarin was telling me that the car was 2/10 slower going back to back than it was cooling it down. So it is for you back to back. It kind of made it
Made it
perfect.
work, but yeah. So yeah, just the right mixture. I think we're there, but we've got to do it more than once. But we did it once last night, back to back, completely without a 5-minute break. So, and we did 2:42s with more than a 5-minute break between the 2 nitrous hits. So yeah.
Isn't it funny that we're talking about guys that will hit 550 with precision, but then when they throw 25 grand up, all of a sudden everyone's now tuning
I don't
their
even
combo
think it's
again.
about the money.
I know
though,
it's not,
Diggles,
I know,
is it?
but it's another challenge. It's a
Mate,
challenge.
it's the guys in the Radial family, mate. They're just you put a challenge up where we can all meet up and like I'm racing my own tuner. I'm racing heaps of my mates. You bring Tim Morton into it. You bring Kevin Morton into it. Kevin Morton's my tuner and whatnot. But Scott Cortina it's all the classes. We don't normally get to race together, and so that makes it even just way out there. And we're playing in Hot Rod Williams, background. You know what I mean? We're playing in his yard. So there's respect all the way around for everyone. You know what I mean? They're all good racers in their own rights, and they're not going to take it lightly. And I guess the 25 grand is the whole not take it lightly. But hey, it's not about the money for me. It's about racing with the boys that they're coming to bring it, and that's cool.
Final question. Scenario. You, maybe Hot Rod in the final. Rumble in the Jungle. Do you shake, and you've done it before, you've been in, other little shootouts. Do you strike a deal in the lanes for a split?
Oh, 100%.
It's a little bit like that.
I pretty much always offer that because I don't feel that in a big scenario like that, you want to race it and you want to race it for a winner. There's always a winner. There's no, we don't need to, we'll just split it. No. I feel the two guys that have done all that work to get there deserve something. That's the way I see it, and I believe it should be a split. What that split would be between the 2 guys that it be. And if the other guy don't want to split it, well, whatever, fine. I never said halves, Rod. But but no, I believe that the runner-up deserves something, but the race needs to be raced.
Absolutely, and I'd be the same, and I don't think you'd find anyone in the Kenda family that wouldn't get to that scenario and go, you know what, and if it was me, not that it ever will be, but I'd go, you know what, I think 20 and 5.
100%, that's the figure. That's the figure in my head.
That would be me. It'd be like, here we are, we made it to the final, congratulations. 20 and 5, are we happy with that? And if you both shake hands, it'd be like, well, you can almost go to the line with almost a little bit of pressure off just for the moment, because at least now.
Well, you're not walking away with nothing.
Well, you're not walking away like you're thinking. Well, at the least
you were at the other one. We won't talk about it because it's not a Kenda deal, but like in the way of we split it. I said he looked at me. He said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." Like I'm only talking like it was a 5, so it was 4 and 1.
Yeah.
I said, "Let's do 4 and 1." you know.
Yeah,
And we all saw how that played out. But
yeah, but I like that idea that even if it was, say, for that scenario 20-5 and you shake on it, I think we get a better race out of that. I think
so.
what it does is all of a sudden it just takes that little edge off. You go, you know what, I'm going to get something here, so I'm going to really have a crack. So it's almost like you're rolling the dice just to make that. I think it makes it a tighter race if you do get the
I see
split.
what you're saying. Like, I believe the confidence is built in a way where people can take a deep breath and just, you know, it's not a sheep station. And to a lot of people, the 25 probably is a sheep station, you know what I mean? So, yeah, let them have the breath and go, well, I'm not walking away with nothing, but I'm going to give him everything I've got. So,
Absolutely, and then shake hands at the end.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Yeah. No, well, it's been absolutely fantastic.
Right,
You
thanks,
absolute
Diggles, as
gun in
always,
Renegade
mate.
And
always,
Rumble in the
mate.
jungle as well. Sengi, you're one of our drag racing heroes.
Thanks, buddy.
We're going to Bump City one more time. And he's the new king of the kicks. You've been here an hour, and this is Radial Racing Kenda style.